Hey, lovely. It's Kelly here,
Hello.
and I want to talk to you about something deeply personal and powerful as I show you a day in my life getting my hair done and then spending time with family. And the idea is mothering yourself in the same way we mother our children. This isn't about the absence of mothers in our lives, and in fact, it's the opposite. It's about embracing the unconditional love that we've received and learning how to give that same kind of love to ourselves. Because we are often so hard on ourselves, judging ourselves, being super critical when that doesn't need to be the case. You see, when we think of how we mother our children, we think about all the things we do to nurture them and support them and care for them. We give them space to explore and to make mistakes and to grow. We encourage them and we love them through every high and every low. But how often do we extend that same grace and that same unconditional love to ourselves? It's so easy to be your own harsh critic, right? Like we often hold ourselves to these impossible standards, constantly pushing, doing, striving for more, giving ourselves to others before pouring into ourselves and filling our own cups, neglecting to give ourselves the care and tenderness and grace that we so freely give to others. And that's why it's so important to learn to mother ourselves in the way that we mother our children, because we then create the space to love ourselves, to show compassion, patience, understanding, grace. And life feels so much better when we do that. We can appreciate ourselves more, love ourselves more, enjoy life more. So, what does that look like, really, then, to mother yourself? More specifically, because it's more than just the self-care, even getting my hair done like I showed you here. It's more than just a quick break in the middle of the day. Though these are all important, it gets deeper than that. Mothering yourself is about being deeply intentional in how you show up for yourself day in and day out through the ups and the downs. It's about nurturing your emotional well-being. Just like we comfort our children when they're upset, we need to comfort ourselves to learn how to regulate our emotions, learn how to regulate our nervous systems, learn how to return to ourselves when we are in emotional turmoil. Being kind to yourself when you're feeling down or stressed, talking to yourself with the same kind of love and gentleness that you would offer your child on a bad day. We are allowed to feel our emotions. Yes, of course, absolutely. But it is important to do so without judgment, without shame. Setting boundaries. As mothers, we often set boundaries for our kids to keep them safe and healthy, right? Well, we need boundaries too. We have to protect our energy. That means saying no when you need to. That means creating space for you to recharge. That means delegating so that you can have some me time. Remember, it's okay to prioritize your own needs. I'm going to say it again. It's okay to prioritize your own needs, okay? And then encouraging growth. We cheer our children on when they're trying something new, when they're exploring, even when they're scared. We encourage them. And we need to do the same for ourselves by being our own biggest cheerleader and reminding ourselves that it's okay to take risks, it's okay to fail, it's okay to learn. Growth happens in those moments when we explore, when we leave our comfort zone, when we extend ourselves beyond what we know so well, when we embrace change. You create the change in your life, internally and externally, because you become your own source of safety and support as a mother for you, just as you are for your children. So give yourself unconditional love. You know, that foundation of mothering, right? We love our children so deeply, so much, no matter what they do or who they become. That love is just always going to be there. It's not based on their actions or their achievements, but it's instead based on them being who they are. their existence. So imagine if you give that same unconditional love to yourself, not because you reached a certain goal, not because you achieved a new milestone in your life, or because you are striving to be perfect. No, none of that. It's because you exist. Love yourself because you exist, flaws and all. Your perfectly imperfect self. And this all starts with awareness. This is how you mother yourself. You begin to notice how you speak to yourself. Are you harsh? Are you critical? Do you speak to yourself in a way that you wouldn't dare speak to your own child? If so, it's time to change that inner dialogue. And I want to give you a simple exercise that you can practice daily to do so. Every morning, I want you to stand in front of a mirror, place your hand over your heart, look yourself in the eyes, and say, I am worthy of love. I am enough just as I am. And I want you to breathe so deeply and let those words sink in. This small ritual, this tiny practice, can remind you to offer yourself the same compassion and love you give to your children. And yeah, it may feel a little weird at first, but the more you practice, the more natural it becomes, and you'll even look forward to these moments with yourself, helping you to shift from self-criticism to self-compassion instead, because that's where the real healing begins. And I want to leave you with this. I want you to know that mothering yourself is not selfish, because it's not about choosing yourself over your children or anybody else. It's about filling your own cup so that you can give from a place of fullness, a full cup, not an empty one, not a scarce, dehydrated self. So just like the unconditional love we talked about that you offer to your children, you deserve that same love and care. So mother yourself. Give yourself permission to be nurtured, to heal, to grow, and to live a life rooted in unconditional love for self. So thank you for spending time with me today. Please take care of you. And if you enjoyed this message, share it with a friend. Hit like and let me know what you're going to do to pour into yourself. Sending you love, and until next time, later, lovely.